Start. Hello, we are number 2 group and we will introduce Suburban Contrast. Before the announcement, we have two things to say. First, Leo couldn't join us because he didn't answer our call. We called him many times but he didn't answer. Second, our Zoom video doesn't work, so we can turn the camera. We can't. We don't know why our camera doesn't work. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, today we will introduce the comparison of the two city streets. The four aspects we introduce are compare the street. Second is how large are house apartments. Third one is housing shops area in each town. And the last one is we will compare the compactness spiral of each town. The first street is 2415 Washington 164. It is Imunclaw. It is a small, which is located in the United States. It is a small city. Due to the large area and the sparse population in this city, the area of houses is very large. In addition, there are many small supermarkets in this city, and it is very convenient of people to shop. Next. And it is a big farm. It is a big farm. It is located at Southeast 436 way. And since this is a rural area, every household has a farm. Next. Next we change to another country, Spain. This street name is Plaza de Harasti. It is in a small Spanish city. The city name is Ciudad Rodrigo. This city's buildings have ancient medieval buildings preserved even in residential areas. This street is fairly wide because cars can pass through. Next. Finally, the street name is 13 Carly Gore Pendle. This street is located inside a residential area, and the cars cannot pass. So this road can only allow people and bicycles to pass because this street is in because this street is in residential area. Okay, next.
Jiwan.
Hello, my name is Jiwan Jung. I'm in group 2 Enumclaw in Washington, and Ciudad Rodrigo in Spain. My first topic is how large are house apartments. First, Enumclaw in Washington, US was built mainly with a yard, so the house is big and usually first or second floor. Most houses in the United States are single-family homes, and they vary in size. The area I surveyed was not a wealthy neighborhood, so there were houses of moderate size, not fancy or large palace. Second, space house is type of housewarming building where people live in a 2 to 3 story building, not in a tall building like our usual apartment. Therefore, the size of the housing is not big and the buildings are attached to it. So it seems to be frustrating. Next, comparing the two houses, the US is a single family house as the characteristic of the US, and the Spanish house is a multiple family house with many people living in one building. American houses have a yard and are very large in size because they have separate house, while Spanish house have many generations living in one building without a yard, and the buildings are very close together. And my second topic is, how do you feel about leaving the city? Is the boundary between leaving the city and entering the countryside clear or so many? How does it feel to get out of town? I think the impression of leaving the city of the United States was that I live in urban Washington in USA now, and I have been to many different streets, but most of the streets in the United States are far away from home and have a yard. So every house that was born and raised in Korea seems to be well off and abandoned. And our houses have more than 2 cars, so I felt that the United States was very important means of transportation. Meanwhile, Spain felt stuffy because the houses were all close together and the street I saw wasn't that busy, so I didn't feel anything special. Next.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I will introduce two parts. First, housing shops area in each town. Second, compare the compactness and sprawl of each town. First, we can see the Enumclaw in Washington. Enumclaw is a relatively large suburb. This city are clearly divided between housing and shops area. Look at the map. You can see many houses together, and also you can see the parking zone. If you look closely at the house, you can see the characteristic of the suburban area. House is not the type of apartment in the city, but the type of house that is common in suburbs. The condition of the house is slightly different. Like this picture, some houses are old and have no fence. On the other hand, there are fence and clean house like the picture below. These houses also separate from each other at regular intervals, like this. This is a sign of the common suburbanization we know. Next, we can see the shop area. The shop is generally low and tight, and most people use car to come this store. This point show defeat to suburbanization. Moving on the next city, we can see Ciudad Rodrigo in Spain. Unlike the US, this place is usually an apartment with 3 floors or more floors like this. The building is relatively tall and tight. There is also no yard. Next, we can see the shop area. The shop area is also tall and old and attached to the building. The particular thing is that houses and shops are boundless. These two cities have something in common, but they also have difference. What we have in common is that suburbanization has occurred. The difference is that the US clearly has a boundary between shops and house, but Spain does not. Next topic, we can compare the compactness and sprawl of each town. First of all, if you look at the first picture, the suburbs are surrounded by mountain and field. Look at the green. Also, if you look at the detail, you can see house, car, and store. It is all separate. The next picture is Ciudad Rodrigo in Spain. It is also surrounded by desert and field. This picture is attached together without any particular division. Like this. All of these cities are victims of sprawl, and these cities are expected to be more alive in the future. Thank you for listening our presentation. We've get a lot of information for this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.